Want to know how a $500 monthly investment can grow like a tiny seed into a mighty $1.1 million oak tree? Most wealthy people keep quiet about all 4 types of compounding that can transform your financial journey. In this video, I'm going to break down these 4 powerful compounding methods that can revolutionize your wealth building strategy, even if you're starting with just a few dollars. You'll discover how to shift from linear thinking to exponential growth. The path to extraordinary wealth comes from understanding these compounding principles that turn modest contributions into life-changing results over time. Did you know that most people are stuck in a linear money trap that keeps them working decades longer than necessary? It's a financial prison that even those with impressive salaries can't seem to escape. Here's why working harder simply isn't working for most people. The fundamental problem is linear income growth, the classic model of trading your time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. This creates a mathematical ceiling to wealth building. With only 24 hours available and time needed for sleeping, eating, and living, your earned potential remains capped regardless of your hourly rate. Even high earners often stay financially stagnant because they fail to grasp the profound difference between linear and exponential growth. They're playing an entirely different game than the truly wealthy. Consider 2 individuals. Michael earns $100,000 annually but falls prey to lifestyle inflation. He buys luxury cars, takes expensive vacations, and lives in an upscale neighborhood. Despite his impressive income, he saves just $5,000 annually, accumulating $50,000 over 10 years. Meanwhile, Sarah earns half that amount, $50,000, but understands compounding. She lives modestly and invests 20% of her income, $10,000 yearly, in growth assets. After 10 years, Sarah's wealth significantly exceeds Michael's despite her lower income. The power lies in investing and compounding, not just earning. What keeps us stuck in this linear money mindset? 3 powerful psychological barriers affect people at every income level. Instant gratification. Choosing immediate rewards over future benefits. Consumption habit. Increasing spending as income grows. Lifestyle inflation. Fear of investing. Anxiety about market volatility that keeps money in low-yield accounts. These emotional barriers create powerful inertia that's difficult to overcome. Even when people intellectually understand investing benefits, they struggle to take action. The result? Many Americans find themselves working well into their 70s despite decades of good income, with little financial freedom to show for it beyond their possessions. But there is a mathematical certainty that exists on the other side of this linear trap: financial compounding. Unlike linear growth, where you add fixed amounts repeatedly, compounding generates exponential growth. Your money makes money, which then makes more money, creating acceleration over time. The beauty of compounding is its mathematical certainty. It transforms small, consistent investments into substantial wealth through time, not luck or talent. A modest monthly investment of $500 into index funds can grow to over $1 million given enough time. This mathematical principle works regardless of your education, background, or connections. This explains why 2 individuals with identical incomes can achieve dramatically different financial outcomes. One remains trapped in linear patterns, working until health or age forces retirement. The other achieves financial freedom decades earlier. The difference isn't income. It's understanding how money can work for you instead of you always working for money. Financial compounding, the mathematical formula that builds millionaires. That critical difference between working for money and having money work for you comes down to understanding a powerful mathematical formula that the wealthy have leveraged for centuries. What's truly fascinating is how this formula transforms just $180,000 of contributions into more than $1.1 million over time, without requiring any specialized knowledge, connections, or even a high income. It's a process that works with mathematical certainty, Yet, most people never fully grasp its power. Let's break down exactly how this wealth-building mechanism functions. When you consistently invest $500 per month for 30 years, you're actually only putting in a total of $180,000 from your own pocket. Through the power of compound interest at a 10% average return, that modest sum transforms into over $1.1 million. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. It's a mathematical certainty. The growth curve of compounding resembles a seed's development. During the initial years, your returns seem minimal and unimpressive. After your first year of $500 monthly investments, you might see a few $100s in gains. Even after 5 years and $30,000 invested, your total might only reach around $38,000. The seed appears dormant, showing little visible growth. This underwhelming start causes many people to abandon the process before the exponential curve begins. Then comes the breakthrough. The plant breaks through the soil. Between years 25 and 30, your money grows by hundreds of thousands of dollars, far more than your actual contributions during that period. Your investment blossoms dramatically. This backloaded growth makes patience crucial to the formula. For successful financial compounding to work its full potential, 3 essential elements must be present. First, you need time. Decades rather than years. Second, you must make consistent contributions regardless of market conditions or emotional reactions to short-term fluctuations. Finally, you need to religiously reinvest all returns rather than skimming off profits along the way. The rate of return dramatically impacts your results. Let me walk you through how this works. Take our same $500 monthly investment over 30 years. At 7%, your $180,000 in contributions would grow to approximately $566,000. At 10%, you'd reach over $1.1 million, nearly double the amount. Each percentage point represents thousands in your future pocket. This exponential difference explains why sophisticated investors spend so much time optimizing their strategies and minimizing fees. The compounding principle extends beyond stock market investments. Dividend reinvestment plans automatically purchase additional shares with each payment. Real estate investors experience compounding through property appreciation and mortgage principal reduction. Business owners benefit by reinvesting profits to expand operations and develop new revenue streams. The wealthy enhance financial compounding further by using tax-advantaged accounts and optimization strategies. They maximize contributions to 401ks, IRAs, and HSAs to prevent taxation from eroding their compounding potential. They strategically manage asset location, placing high-growth investments in tax-sheltered accounts while holding tax-efficient assets in taxable accounts. Some even utilize geographic arbitrage, establishing residency in low-tax jurisdictions. The beauty of financial compounding is its democratic nature. A college student investing $50 monthly will ultimately outperform a doctor who waits until 45 to begin investing $5,000 monthly. The formula doesn't discriminate based on profession, education, or background. It rewards those who understand its power and give it sufficient time to work. Knowledge and skill compounding. How learning becomes your highest return investment. Financial wealth isn't the only thing that compounds over time. While your money works silently in the background, there's an even more powerful asset that most people overlook: your knowledge. Have you ever wondered why certain individuals seem to accelerate their learning and success while others plateau despite putting in similar effort? The difference often comes down to understanding how knowledge compounds. Knowledge works much like financial investments. It grows exponentially over time. I remember my friend Alex, who started learning about real estate investing 5 years ago. His first property purchase took months of research, but by his 5th purchase, he spotted opportunities in days that others missed entirely. This wasn't just experience. It was knowledge compounding in action. When you learn something new, you create a neural framework that enhances your ability to learn related concepts. Imagine your mind as a city at night. Each new piece of knowledge lights up another building, but the real magic happens when these lights connect, illuminating entire districts that were previously dark. This interconnected understanding accelerates your learning ability. Think about learning to invest. Once you understand basic investment principles, concepts like asset allocation and risk management become significantly easier to grasp. Each new concept doesn't just stack on previous knowledge, but interconnects, creating a web of understanding that enhances future learning. Most people approach learning as isolated activities, reading books or watching videos without connecting information to what they already know. Someone who deliberately builds interconnected knowledge asks questions like, how does this new strategy connect to my existing understanding of risk? These connections transform ordinary learning into exponential growth. The power of compounding knowledge reveals itself through enhanced pattern recognition. With a rich mental framework, you start seeing opportunities that others miss completely. During the 2008 financial crisis, investors with interconnected knowledge recognized historical patterns and made decisions that preserved their wealth while others panicked. Top performers in any field leverage this principle consistently. They don't just accumulate practice hours, they build mental models that allow them to learn faster and make better decisions. This explains why some people grasp complex concepts immediately, while others struggle despite similar effort. One fascinating aspect is learning transfer, when mastery in one area creates shortcuts to mastery in related fields. The analytical thinking used to evaluate businesses applies seamlessly to evaluating investments. Each domain reinforces the others, multiplying your capabilities across different areas of life. The earlier you start building this interconnected knowledge base, the greater the compounding effect. Just as financial compounding rewards early investors, knowledge compounding delivers the greatest returns to those who begin connecting ideas early. Someone spending 5 years building a robust mental framework will frequently outperform others with 10 years of disjointed experience. To harness knowledge compounding in your life, look for connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. When learning something new, ask, how does this relate to what I already know? Keep a learning journal, seek diverse knowledge sources, and most importantly, apply what you learned immediately. Implementation cements understanding in ways passive consumption never can. Relationship and habit compounding, the hidden multipliers of wealth. Beyond implementation of knowledge lies a hidden dimension of wealth building that separates the truly successful from everyone else. Have you ever wondered why two people with identical financial knowledge can achieve dramatically different results? Implementation may cement knowledge, but two invisible forces determine whether that knowledge transforms into actual wealth. Most investors focus exclusively on financial principles, while completely overlooking relationship and habit compounding, the difference makers that separate temporary success from enduring prosperity. Let me share a story about Maria, an entrepreneur who started with just a handful of clients from her previous workplace. Each client relationship she nurtured led to 3 more referrals. Within 5 years, she had built a thriving business without spending a dollar on advertising. Simultaneously, she developed a daily habit of reviewing market trends for just 15 minutes each morning. These 2 practices, relationship cultivation and consistent small habits, created exponential growth in her wealth and opportunities. Relationship and habit compounding work together as powerful multipliers, creating exponential returns that far exceed the initial investment of time and effort. When you cultivate meaningful connections, you're creating pathways to new opportunities, collaborations, and support systems. Entrepreneurs leverage this by finding initial clients through existing relationships. As they provide exceptional value, those clients refer others, expanding their network organically. Eventually, after years of consistent relationship building, opportunities begin flowing to them without asking, all because they've established a reputation within an expanding web of connections. These strong bonds extend beyond business. The connections you build with friends and family create emotional support systems that help you weather financial storms. They provide valuable perspective during decision-making, introduce you to new ideas, and often serve as sources of financial wisdom. Access to inside information, introduction to investment opportunities, partnerships, and mentorship from those who've already succeeded. All these advantages flow naturally from a well-cultivated network. Habit compounding transforms small daily actions into life-changing outcomes. The power lies not in occasional heroic efforts, but in consistent, seemingly minor behaviors performed daily. Saving $10 a day might feel insignificant in the moment, but over a year that's $3,650. Over a decade with modest interest, those tiny daily actions could grow to tens of thousands of dollars. The initial effort remains the same, while the rewards multiply dramatically. Reading just 10 pages daily requires perhaps 15 minutes of your day. Yet over a year, you'll have consumed 3,650 pages, equivalent to 10 to 15 books. That's more reading than 80% of Americans complete annually. The knowledge gained compounds with everything else you learn, creating an increasingly sophisticated mental framework. What makes habit compounding powerful is that positive habits become ingrained, requiring less willpower and generating increasing returns. The first week of a new savings habit might feel painful, but by month 3, it's automatic. By year 2, you're not even thinking about it, yet the financial benefits continue accelerating. The truly wealthy deliberately integrate all 4 types of compounding into a unified system. Their financial investments grow exponentially, while their knowledge compounds to identify better opportunities. Their relationships expand to provide access to privileged information, while their habits ensure consistent execution without constant mental effort. So here's the truth about building wealth that most people miss. It's not about starting with more. It's about starting now. Every step you take today compounds into something greater tomorrow. The magic doesn't just happen on its own. You have to make it happen through consistent action. Look at successful entrepreneurs who began with minimal resources. They leveraged their skills, relationships, and habits without waiting for perfect conditions. They understood that wealth builds through strategic consistency, not overnight windfalls. Begin your compounding journey today. Invest $50. Take 1 course. Strengthen a relationship and commit to a daily habit. Imagine watching your $50 investment grow into thousands over time. These modest actions create unstoppable momentum. Your future wealthy self is waiting. Will you make the decision to start now?